Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to calculate sales tax and how to calculate discounts. So these two concepts, they're very similar, but one of them is an addition to a cost, and then the other one is a decrease in cost. But both of them contain the concept of percents. So I just want to take a look at a couple examples. We'll talk about the concepts and we'll talk about how to calculate that. So the first one I have here, this is a sales tax problem. It says, suppose the local sales tax rate is 7.5% and you purchase a new TV for $894. How much tax is paid and what is the TV's cost? So just to start with, let's go back and we'll take a look at how we calculate percentages. So the way that we set this up before is my amount is going to be equal to my percent times my base amount or my whole amount. In an application, a lot of times that base is going to be what the item's original cost is or our starting amount. Another way that we wrote this out is we said that if I take my amount divided by my base, this is going to be equal to my percent over 100. Because remember, percents literally mean parts per 100. So now to put this into context of our problem, so instead of writing it out with variables, let's put our application terms in here. So our part A, that's going to be how much tax is going to be added on to our cost. So the amount of tax is going to be equal to the tax rate. And the tax rate is going to be given to us as a percent. And here we're going to multiply this by the cost of the item. So this multiplication would give me the amount of tax that needs to be added on to my item. Or in our proportion here, so again, we have our tax over the cost of the item, and that's equal to the tax rate divided by 100. So now that we have that set up, let's plug in what we know from our problem. So let's use our first equation here for the multiplication. So our tax, so I'm going to write T for tax. This is going to be equal to our tax rate. And in this case, I need to write it as a decimal. So 7.5% as a decimal is 0.075. And then we'll multiply that by the original cost of the item, which is $894. And doing this multiplication, we end up with our tax amount is going to be $67.05. So that's the total amount of tax that's going to be added on to our original cost. So then our total cost, so I'll put C for cost, this is going to be equal to our original price, $894, plus the tax that we just found, $67.05. So our total cost, after all is said and done, what we're going to have to pay for this TV is $961.05. So in this case, we find out the amount of tax, and then we add that on to our initial cost. Now, let's take a look at our second problem, where we're going to be looking at a discount. And this is almost the same process, but now instead of adding that on after we find out the amount, we're actually going to subtract it for the discount. So this says a computer with an original price of $1,460 is on sale at 15% off. What is the discount amount and what is the final price of the computer? So just to write this out again, we know that our amount is equal to our percent times our base. So our percent rate times our whole amount. And in the context of this problem, we're going to have our discount amount. That's going to be equal to our discount rate, so our percentage, times our original price. So we can use that to find our discount amount. So our discount amount, so I'll put D for discount. This is going to be equal to our rate, our percentage, as a decimal. So 15% is 0.15. And we'll multiply that by the original price of our item, which was $1,460. And so doing this multiplication, we end up with a discount of $219. So 15% of 1,460 is $219. So this is how much is going to be discounted from the cost of the computer. So then our total cost, C for cost, we'll take our original price, and then we'll subtract our discount amount of $219. And so we end up with a final cost of $1,241. So two very similar ideas. The only difference is one, we're adding that amount onto our original price, and then for the discount, we're subtracting that amount from the original price.